Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, now that we are heading towards the last 4 to 5 months within this season, now that we have completed the first half within this season, I think that it would be really fun to make this video. And this video is going to be about the best performers that have performed with Barcelona, and we are also going to be talking about the underperformers for the first half of this season. I do think that it's going to be very interesting. Now look, overall, we have not had the best start to this season. We have experienced so many losses that should have been won in the end. But I do think that even though we did see so many losses and so many ties and so many unfortunate results, in the midst of all of this, we have seen many surprise performers and also some youth players who have surprisingly played a huge important role with this Barcelona club. And so we are first going to start with the top performers that have performed with Barcelona, and that first player is going to be Ronald Araujo. So when we do talk about this player, he has been a player that was not used in the very beginning within this season. Ronald Koeman did go with Lenglet and Piquet as the main center backs for this Barcelona team. The main role for Araujo within the first 2 or 3 weeks was that he was either a backup or sometimes a starter every 4 to 5 matches. But we did see a change within this player. Ever since we did see Piquet get injured and we saw Lenglet become very vulnerable within his defensive mistakes, Ronald Araujo was capable enough to show up within those moments, and he has delivered. Whether it comes to the man marking or the 1v1s, one of the greatest traits that has stood out from this player is that he really does know how to captain a back line. He really does know how to command some orders into the other defenders. And that is a great trait to have, because at 21 years old, if you can show these qualities at this young of an age, this man right here does have the potential to become one of the best Barcelona center backs, if not one of the best center backs in the world in a few years' time. And that is very exciting. And it is also a coincidence that the coach of Araujo is actually Ronald Koeman, who is a former defender for FC Barcelona, and he was a successful defender back in the 90s. And the fact that Ronald Koeman, who was a legend as a center back, is able to give the teachings towards Ronald Araujo, I do expect Araujo to learn a few things from this coach right here. So it's very exciting. It does bring a very big smile to my face, because we also did see Araujo score a goal, which is something that Ronald Koeman did also do back in the 90s. So very big coincidence, but I'm very proud with this player. Now moving on to the next player, and that is going to be Pedri. Now I'm not going to spend too much time on this player because I feel like I have talked about this player a lot recently, but Pedri has been outstanding. And to put it into simple words, he has completely outshined one of the most expensive transfers that Barcelona have done, and that is Philippe Coutinho. When are you ever going to see a player who was bought for 5 to 8 million euros, who is 18 years old, outshine a Brazilian $137 million player? When are you ever going to see that? And yes, Pedri has been that good. Pedri has been playing a very important part for this Barcelona team within the first half of the season. And it goes from defending very well, like in the match against Juventus, to attacking extremely well, like in the match against Real Valladolid. Pedri does have it all. And now the big question is going to be this: can Pedri continue to do this in the second half of this season? And let me tell you, that second phase is going to be bringing much bigger challenges that Pedri has yet to face, which is going to be the quarterfinals and potentially maybe even the semifinals of the Champions League. Now moving on to the next player, and we are going to be talking about Martin Braithwaite. Martin Braithwaite has scored a total of 5 goals and provided 1 assist so far with FC Barcelona in this season. As a matter of fact, he has been one of the best UCL players so far within the group stages. And I do think that that is something that has surprised many Barcelona fans. And he went from scoring against Dinamo Kiev to Fenerbahce and scored against Osasuna. As a backup striker, Martin Braithwaite has done extremely well. And I'm very happy to see that he is adapting towards that left wing position, trying to take that role of Ansu Fati while he's not there. You can truly see that he's trying to put the work ethic in order to bring the best value to FC Barcelona. And that is going to be my final point of this player, is that even though we know that you're not the most talented, the fact that we are seeing your hard work being put on the field and actually seeing some of it pay off, that is more than enough for us to give you that round of applause. And we're going to want to continue to keep you within this team after the transfer window does close. I do expect Martin Braithwaite to continue with this Barcelona team until until this season does finish. Now moving on to the next player, and we are going to be talking about Serginho Dest. Serginho Dest, who is a right back, has scored a total of 1 goal and provided 1 assist. And words can't even explain just how effective Serginho Dest has been for FC Barcelona, because now that we do have Jordi Alba run down that left wing side, and now seeing that Serginho Dest is doing almost the exact same thing like Alba has been doing with Barcelona for the past 4 to 5 years, Barcelona simply just look much more lethal than they have ever been before. Serginho Dest has been showing that he can be a very skillful player, so he can show those skills in the final third area when he is attacking. And then we also see the other side of him, which is when he does track back and he does need to defend. So he can get serious and he can be having fun at the same time, and that is what makes Serginho Dest so special. Serginho Dest even said himself that one of his biggest role models is Dani Alves, and I know that it is very hard to not compare Serginho Dest and Dani Alves, but man, is he making it very, very hard for us Barcelona fans in order for us not to do that and make that comparison, because Serginho Dest has been doing very, very well. And now going towards the underperformers for the first half of this season, and we're going to go very quick into this because I don't really like to point out the underperformers, because I don't think that they are bad players. I just do think that it is always going to be difficult to adjust to this Barcelona team. But we are first going to start with Felipe Coutinho. I'm going to be very honest, Felipe Coutinho has actually had a great start with Barcelona, but I do believe that after those 2 or 3 weeks of the beginning of the season, Coutinho's form has completely dropped, and I have no idea what's going on with this player. I don't know if it's his confidence, whether it's the tactics, but Coutinho's form has been dropping, and it's very unfortunate to see Coutinho go through this route. Now, he has scored a total of 2 goals and 2 assists, but besides those 2 goals and 2 assists, when he doesn't have the ball, when he is just trying to create for other players, he just doesn't look that effective. He doesn't look like he can gel in with any of these players within this Barca team. And it came to a point where Felipe Coutinho has been so ineffective that one of the players that has sat him down onto the bench has been a 18-year-old player named Pedri. So hopefully Coutinho does pick it up from here. I do want to see Coutinho do very well with this Barcelona team, but if he continues through this route and he gives these type of performances, Pedri is going to continue to take his spot, and that is going to tell you a lot on how Coutinho's situation is going with this team. Now going on to the next player, and that is going to be Pjanic. So for this player, I do think that defensively he could be better. Like in the match against Juventus, he did extremely bad when it came to defending. He was being completely ran over, and every time he tried to slide tackle, he missed, or every time he tried to complete a pass, he actually misplaced that pass. And so sometimes Pjanic does give either a very decent performance or a very bad performance, but we can't continue to be having that inconsistency within this team. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in the most recent match, which was against Real Valladolid, Pjanic did play very, very well, and that is something that we cannot ignore, because if Pjanic can do that and bring those type of attacking qualities, then Pjanic can be a great player for this Barcelona team. But the only thing that I'm going to come down to for this player is his defensive contributions. What can you do when you do have those world-class wingers or attackers going up against you? Can you defend well? Can you stop those balls? That is going to be the biggest question, because if you can't do that, that is going to greatly harm FC Barcelona. Now moving on to the next player, and we are going to be talking about Francisco Trincao. So this is also a player where Ronald Koeman has been highly counting on to bring in a great performance ever since Dembélé has been encountering these injuries within the season. And as we do analyze Trincao's game, every time he did step on the field, he was just not effective. Just like Felipe Coutinho, Trincao was not effective. And I hate to say that, because I wished that we had that Braga Trincao that we did see about 9 to 10 months ago, but we do not have that. And that is a very big concern, because Trincao in his best version is a world-class player. I don't know if it's the nerves, I don't know if it's the inexperienced, but something does need to be fixed. And when Trincao is performing in this way, seeing how many chances he wastes and how many missed passes he has put out on the field, the quality between Dembélé and Trincao is very much different. Dembélé is so much better than Trincao and so much of an upgrade than Trincao as of now. And so something does need to be addressed. Trincao does need to step it up, because if not, Barcelona are going to be quickly moving and looking elsewhere. And we do want to see a player like him succeed within this team. And now going to the last player player that has been underperforming with this Barcelona team, and that is going to be Sergio Busquets. I'm not even going to spend so much time on this player because yes, I know that he does find it messy many times on the field, but you know who else can do that? Pedri and Ricky Puig. And that really tells you a lot on Busquets' position, because there are now emerging players coming into this team doing exactly what Busquets can do on the field. And even if there's going to be an argument being made that Busquets is there to make defensive contributions, we can't even do that, because when it comes to tracking back or going up against a 1v1 on the field, he does extremely poor. And that is going to be the final verdict for this player. If Barcelona want to progress and compete in the highest level, especially when we do head towards the Champions League, Busquets cannot be within that image. Busquets right now just has no place within Ronald Koeman's FC Barcelona. So that is going to wrap up today's Barcelona video. It was very fun to make this video. Let me know what you guys do think. Who are the underperformers? Who are the players that have been outstanding? I would love to hear your guys' opinion. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.